Okay, hello. Welcome to today's video. So we are playing some Kameo today. It's been a while since my last video. I do apologize for that. It's been a bit of a strange couple of months in all honesty. But we are back and we are going to be doing a lot this month. November, I'm aiming to release a video every day on Demon Cam and Ethan Cam. So please do drop a subscribe. Be sure to like the video, help with the algorithm, and maybe leave a comment. But yeah, this game is it's up there as one of the best Xbox 360 games. I stand by that to my fullest capability. It's a classic. Its music is fantastic. I believe it's Steve Burke who wrote the music, and it's just such a unique game, in all honesty. But words can only say so much, so let's get right into it.
High among the clouds, Kameo was bestowed with a fabled transformation magic. But her sister's jealousy released a dark shadow from our pasts, rekindling an ancient conflict between the trolls and the elves. With her family held prisoner, Kameo is their only hope.
And there we go. We're right into the action.
Listen well, Kameo. Your power lets you transform.
Right, we've played this game before, so we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it to 100% completion, excluding the time trials. So we'll go through, collect every item that is findable, upgrade all of our warriors to max, and ultimately just play the game to its fullest. If you're familiar with Kameo, you're no doubt more than aware of how the game runs. If not, then, well, I'll run you through it.
Now, your pummel weed.
And there we go. This game is surprisingly brutal. It offers a lot of means of taking down enemies. So trolls are the main villains of the story. As you can see, when they die, they kind of evaporate into flies. However, you can take them down in many brutal ways. Some of my favorite being throwing them into oblivion. Ooh! Well, that was cool. We'll take out the dragons, might as well. Just kind of get a little bit warmed up. I always find just kind of shooting the various enemies that you can find throughout the game to be quite decently entertaining. Ooh, can line up that shot. Plus, there we go. Should be getting some more. So, to explain the game in its simplest forms, you fight these trolls. You can transform into elemental sprites. You use their moves to fight your enemies and ultimately just create a lot of havoc and a lot of pain. Case in point, it's a fantastic little game. It's rated 12 if I remember correctly. So there's small bits of blood, but other than that, there's not very much. Although you do end up breaking down and ultimately, just obliterating a lot of trolls along the way. I will, as per usual, try and keep kind of commentary a little bit on the down low. I'm still not quite sure on how I really want to run these things. It's definitely a learning curve for me at this point. So if you guys like the commentary, please do mention in the comments. If not, if you'd rather me minimize it, then please do also tell me. But anyway, this game offers a lot of variation into how you can run these characters and how you can utilize them in combat. And that, to me, is what makes this game so good. You genuinely can come up with any playstyle you want. You can use any of the 10 elemental warriors you collect throughout, and genuinely there's no disadvantage to using any of them. They're all equally viable. Some are significantly more powerful due to how late you typically get them. The most notable of them being Thermite, who is the last elemental warrior you'll get throughout the entire game. However, these three, which we currently have right now, definitely offer... Well, they're the three mobility characters. You can use them to get around. You can use them in any sort of environment, and typically the game is designed such that you will be using these three more than some of the other ones, purely because you, as with the slanted wall, you can use Major Ruin to get up and around. Chiller, as we saw right at the beginning, can climb walls, and Pummelweed is capable of getting underneath tight fences. And really is that it's got very clever game design, and that is something which I really appreciate. It will always, to me, no matter how many times I play this game, it will always feel fresh. I will always enjoy running through it and trying to complete it in its entirety, just because of how unique it really is. I don't think I've ever played a game which quite runs anywhere near what this game offers. And that is quite something, that's quite a statement to say. And it really, to me, it truly shows testament as to why and how this game is so good. Its music is fantastic, its environment still to this day looks not horrendously outdated for a 2005 question mark game. I do need to double check that. And it does not hold back when it comes to taking down your enemies. Ooh. There we go. Let's take him out with a little bit of lava, if we can. There we go. Okay, onwards. So for this video, I think we'll complete the entirety of the tutorial level. I think we might do every location as each video. So when we head to the forest region, the ice region, the water region, the Badlands, I think we will make each of them their individual video as we explore each location. We will probably be going backwards and forwards between a couple of them, purely because we are going for 100% completion. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, you can collect items known as elemental fruits and elixirs of life. The elemental fruits you can use to upgrade your elemental warriors, and the elixirs of life you use to get more health. Somewhat self-explanatory, but I think for newbies it's definitely worth kind of explaining. But I will never not enjoy taking out the enemies in this game, and that is something that a lot of fighting games, I say loosely, it's kind of like a fantasy action game more than anything. It's not, a lot of it is about fighting, but realistically it's not. Well, I would akin Street Fighter or what's another good example? Jade Empire I'd put more as an RPG. I'd say it's hard to really class this game exactly as a quote-unquote fighting game. The gameplay definitely has a major focus on it, but regardless, I think it's definitely more than that. Albeit, I do have to admit, the story is very simple. It is very easy to understand. It's very exposition heavy. Not that that's a horrendously bad thing. It's a new IP. It needed to get a lot of the details out of the way, but ultimately it does suffer in the story element. But the environment and the gameplay more than makes up for it in my mind. Right, we'll use Pummelweed a little bit. Ooh, if we can. There we go. So when you hit, when you score successful and successive attacks against your enemies, sometimes you'll build up this, I believe it's called a spirit meter, which, as you can see, just kind of slows down the environment and allows you to pull off some combos. If you get your brutal, carnage, frenzy, etc. high enough, you will summon, I believe they're called shadow or score trolls. I can't quite remember which. I think shadow trolls are the ones which you face face to find the elemental warriors. So I hesitant. I think it is score trolls, but I'm not too sure on that. Anyway, we're going to leave this guy around for a little bit, purely such that we can remove some of these. Sometimes this is again, this is just another bit of a testament to this game's kind of creative level design. You can see what's coming up and actively set things kind of in motion beforehand. Or if not, it's you using the items that have been left for you. I think that's enough. Take care of this chump. Ooh, he went the wrong way. So another detail to note is that each of your warriors come with an elemental type, being rock, grass, ice, and water and fire. If I believe I'm correct on that, it's 10. I think there's 2 for each. And as demonstrated, if you are the weak elemental type, often you will receive damage associated with that, whereas Major Ruin in this case is immune to such damage, whereas Chiller and Pummelweed would both be weak to the fire. I think I'm just going to take it out this way. Should be able to get him over the edge if we're just a bit close enough. There we go. Oh, he survived. What a hardy little goblin. There we go. Okay. So, as you can see, by removing one of the shells, I think it's probably the best term, we forced these two to, well, not have their major defense, so we can just take care of them nice and easily. If you are an Xbox player, which this game is a exclusive of, I'd highly recommend picking this up on the Xbox store. It's backwards compatible, so you can play it on Xbox One, Xbox 360. Unfortunately not if you've got the Xbox original, and yours still works. Mine broke a long time ago, unfortunately. But it's a fantastic game, and I will always recommend giving it a shot to anyone who's unfamiliar with the series. Same with pretty much any of the games which we will be playing on this channel. Interesting. You can upgrade that ability later on, and it gives you significant boons and benefits, including freezing your enemies, which was what I was trying to achieve. Let's get rid of them the old-fashioned way. Bye-bye. Okay, for this boss there are 2 different ways of approaching this. My favourite is the obvious one which is given to you, which is using the environment and just dropping it on his head. For a nice easy victory. Okay, there we go, that is the tutorial level, nice and easily done. Should be 2 chumps in the boxes, there we go, and there should be another one. And one of these, there he is. We're gonna just take him with us, I think. There we go.
finally awake, are we?
Where am I?
Your battered and broken body was found by the castle servants and brought to my hut. It took all my power and skills to bring you back from the brink of death. Do you know who I am, child?
I'm not a child, and yes, I know who you are. The Mystic, one of my mother's royal advisors.
Very good. Now, would you like to explain why you stormed an enemy castle without the whatnot?
Because I didn't have time to sit around and wait for some old book to be repaired.
Huh. You were warned. If you ventured too far from the whatnot, your power over the elemental warriors would be weakened. But did you listen?
What would you have done if your family was kidnapped by a horde of trolls? I had to try and rescue them.
And yet all you succeeded in doing was to lose every elemental warrior your mother passed on to you.
There was nothing I could do. Callus was torturing the ancestors, and I tried to command my warriors to stop her, but before I even blinked an eye, this massive troll caught me off guard.
A massive troll? It is worse than I feared. Thorn, king of the trolls, has somehow been awakened. And there is only one who possesses the power to do so.
Callus. Why would she have betrayed us so completely?
For power. Why else? And with Thorn at her side, she may yet get what she desires.
I will do everything I can to stop them and to save my family, but without any elemental warriors, I'm doomed, aren't I?
There is still hope. But first, you must convince the wizard Ortho that you are still worthy of the whatnot, and heed this warning. Do not fail this task, because I need... Oh, silly me. I mean, you need that book in order to set things right.
I promise I won't fail, Mystic.
Very good. Warrior trainer, you may enter now!
Follow me, if you please. I will take you to Ortho.
Go! We have no time to waste.
Okay, and there we go. A little bit of exposition, a little bit too much in my eyes. But there we go. That is the intro to Kameo, and I think we'll pick it up next time. As I said, I've mentioned already, we will be going for 100% in this game, excluding the time trials. They're quite long, quite tedious, and I don't really think they add too much to the story, bar a bit of replayability throughout its sections. But yeah, I will leave that there for today, and I shall catch you next time. Bye now.